Hi all, myself Nivedita. This presentation is about standard cost, its objectives and needs. Introduction to this. One of the prime functions of management accounting is to facilitate managerial control, and the important aspect of managerial control is cost control. The efficiency of management depends upon the effective control of costs. Therefore, it is very important to plan and control costs. Standard costing is one of the most important tools which helps the management to plan and control cost of business operations. Under standard costing, all costs are predetermined and predetermined costs are then compared with the actual costs. The difference between predetermined cost and the actual cost is known as variance, which is analyzed and investigated to the reasons. The variances are then reported to management for taking remedial steps so that the actual costs adhere to predetermined costs. In historical costing, actual costs are ascertained only when they have been incurred. They are useful only when they are compared with predetermined costs. Such costs are not useful to management in decision making or cost control. Therefore, the technique of standard costing is used as a tool for planning, decision making and control of business operations. In this unit, you will study basic concepts of standard costing. Meaning of standard cost. Standard costs are predetermined costs which may be used as a yardstick to measure the efficiency with which the actual costs have been incurred under given circumstance. To illustrate, the amount of raw material required to produce a unit of product can be determined and the cost of the raw material estimated. This becomes the standard material input. If actual raw material usage or cost differ from the standards, the difference, which is called variance, is reported to the manager concerned. When size of one variance is significant, a detailed investigation will be made to determine the cause of variance. According to the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants (CIMA) London, standard cost is a predetermined cost based on technical estimates for materials, labor and overhead for a selected period of time for a prescribed set of working conditions. Thus, standard cost is a predetermined which determines what each product or service should be under given circumstances. From the above definitions, we may note that standard costs are 1. Predetermined cost. Standard cost is always determined in advance and ahead of actual point of time of incurring of costs. 2. Based on technical estimated. Standard cost is determined only on the basis of technical estimate and on a rational basis. 3. For the purpose of comparison. The very purpose of standard cost is to aid the comparison with actual costs. 4. Based for price fixing. The prices are fixed in advance and hence the only variation basis of the standard cost. Steps. Thus, standard costing involves the following steps. 1. Setting standard costs for different elements of costs. 2. Recording of actual costs. 3. Comparison between standard costs and actual costs to determine the variance. 4. Analyzing the variance to know the causes thereof. And 5. Reporting the analysis of variance to management for taking appropriate actions wherever necessary. The system of standard costing can be used effectively to those industries which are producing standardized products and are repetitive in nature. Examples are cement industry, steel industry, sugar industry, etc. The standard costing may not be suitable to jobbing industries because every job has different specifications and it will be difficult and expensive to set standard cost for every job. Thus, standard costing is not suitable in situations where a variety of different kinds of tasks are being done. Objectives. Objectives of standard costing. 1. Cost control. The most important objective of standard cost is to help management in cost control. It can be used as a yardstick against which actual cost can be compared to measure efficiency. The management can make comparison of actual costs with the standard costs at periodic intervals and take corrective action to maintain control over costs. 2. Management by exception. The second objective of standard costs is to help management in exercising control over the cost through the principle of exception. Standard cost helps to prescribe standards and the attention of the management is drawn only when the actual performance is deviated from the prescribed standards. It concentrates its attention on variations only. 3. Develops cost-conscious attitude. Another objective of standard cost is to make the entire organization cost-conscious. It makes the employees to recognize the importance of efficient operations so that costs can be reduced by joint efforts. 4. Fixation of prices. To help the management in formulating a production policy and helps in fixing the price quotations as well as in submitting tenders of various products. This can be done with accuracy with standard cost than the actual cost. It also helps in formulating production policies. Standard costs remove the reflection of abnormal price fluctuations in production planning. 5. Fixing prices and formulating policies. Another object of standard cost is to help the management in determining prices and formulating production policies. It also helps the management in the areas of profit planning, product pricing and inventory pricing, etc. 6. Management planning. Budget planning is undertaken by the management at different levels at periodic intervals to maximize the profit through different product mixes. For this purpose, it is more convenient using standard costing than actual cost because it is done on scientific and rational manner by taking into account all technical aspects. Needs for this. Advantages of standard costing. The introduction of standard costing system may offer many advantages. It varies from one business to another. The following advantages may be derived from standard costing in the light of the various objectives of the system. Number 1. To measure efficiency. Standard costs provide a yardstick against which actual costs can be measured. The comparison of actual costs with the standard costs enables the management to evaluate the performance of various cost centers. In absence of standard costing, efficiency is measured by comparing actual costs of different periods, which is very difficult to measure because the condition prevailing in both the periods may differ. Number 2. To fix prices and formulate policies. Costing is helpful in determining prices and formulating production policies. The standards are set by studying all the existing conditions. It also helps to find out the prices of various products. It helps the management in the formulation of production and price policies in advance and also the areas of profit planning, product pricing. Quoting prices of tenders. It also helps to furnish cost estimates while planning production of new products. Number 3. For effective cost control. One of the most advantages of standard costing is that it helps in cost control. By comparing actual cost with the standard cost, variances are determined. These variances facilitate management to locate inefficiencies and to take remedial action against those inefficiencies at the earliest. 4. Management by exception. Management by exception means that each individual is fixed targets and everyone is expected to achieve these given targets. Management need not supervise each and everything and need not bother if everything is going as per the targets. Management interferes only when there is deviation. Variances beyond the predetermined limit may be considered by the management for corrective action. The standard costing enables the management in determining responsibilities and facilitates the principle of management by exception. 5. Valuation of stocks. Under standard costing, stock is valued at standard cost and any difference between standard cost and actual cost is transferred to variance account. Therefore, it simplifies valuation of stock and reduces lot of clerical work to the minimum level. 6. Cost consciousness. The emphasis under standard costing is more on cost variation, which makes the entire organization cost conscious. It makes the employees to recognize importance of efficient operations so that efforts will be taken to reduce the cost to the minimum by collective efforts. 7. Provides incentives. Under standard costing system, material and machines can be used effectively and economies can be affected in addition to enhanced productivity. Schemes may be formulated to reward those who achieve targets. It increases efficiency, productivity and morale of the employees. Thank you.